Before we start this video, I just want to say I am no longer cleaning up my mess to make the video looks more aesthetic because it's artificial. You know, this is the mess I made. I need water, I need tissues. These are all my filming gear. So I want to be more genuine, more real with you guys. So that's why I'm doing this. I can easily clean all of this up, but you know, it's fake. It's too fake. It's too artificial. And today we're obviously talking about Miley Cyrus at Margiela, the first ever global ambassador, the first ever woman to front the house of Margiela. This is now under Glenn Martin direction, and it's I want to start this video by being vulnerable to you guys. So 4 to 5 years ago, you know, when Galliano, oh no, maybe 10 years now, 10 years ago, when Galliano first got into Margiela, I was like, okay, everybody loved Galliano, everybody loved Margiela, so I should like Margiela. I should like Margiela under Galliano, but I didn't. But I faked it. I was like, oh shit, yo, this is sick. But there wasn't a single piece that was like compelling to me that would make me want to go out and buy them, not even on the sales. There were looks that were good, but those were, you know, runway looks, not items in store look. Case in point, the face dress. I still haven't seen that on anyone or on any runway. I'm not runway, on any red carpet. I'm sure you agree with me that those looks were more for conceptual, not for production, ready to mass produce to try to make some money. I did like this jacket though, and I said something along the line of when this jacket comes out, when it's on sale, I'm going to try to get it. The jacket hit the sale 6 to 8 months after that, and I had the chance to get it for 1.2. That's when I was confronted with the idea that I don't need to agree with the majority. I can have my own opinion. At the time, I felt that I need to be able to formulate my thought as to why I like or don't like something. But now I realize sometimes it's okay to say that this design, this collection doesn't speak to me. So that was my little anecdote about where we are, but obviously we're here to talk about Miley, right? First ever celebrity to front the house. I did follow Glenn Martin's a little bit before, and I saw he put Kanye, Mia Khalifa, and other celebrities in his 2024 lookbook for Y project. So it was inevitable that he was going to hire as it was inevitable when he was hired as creative director, he would have a global ambassador for this, because I'm sure OTB also pushed for him to pick someone less controversial and a bit more mainstream, while Mia is doing other things now, but her legacy and what people know her for is for porn. I don't believe OTB as a company would okay Kanye as being the face of Margiela, even though Kanye has been known to praise Margiela for decades now. And it's also just one of the main components of fashion right now. Every big fashion has a friend of the house or a global ambassador, blah, 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 blah. They partner in the hope that they get more publicity and fool enough of those gullible hardcore fans into buying what Miley is wearing or promoting. I think the bags that Margiela will give Miley will be a big indicator of how powerful she is as a global ambassador, because, you know, Margiela is known for the bags and for the shoes. They're not so much known for clothes. People always romanticize the 90s. Like, there isn't any particular pair of pants or jacket that is well known, you know. Everyone kind of still remember Margiela's with the belt jacket, and most people only have the H&M collab. There will be hardcore fans who will dislike Miley being the face because Margiela was built on anonymity, blah, 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 blah. To those people, I say Margiela under Martin was broken into a standard fashion house when OTB bought them. The blueprint has been laid out by LVMH and Kering. Celebrity bring eyes to the show. At the moment, OTB does a really good job at packaging this mysterious, this anti-fashion, and sell it back to people who doesn't like what Chanel or Gucci or Bottega Veneta stand for, but it's still an aesthetic that is packaged by the elite to sell back to normal folks if they want to feel anti-fashion. A quick read here and there told me that Margiela was doing better under Galliano. By the way, I'm doing this in a ranty vibe, so less facts, more talking, because you can find those facts online, but you can't find this idiot's opinion anywhere else. And you know the life cycle of a creative director. If you're not successful right away, you're getting fired within the first 3 years. Galliano was able to stick it out for 10 years, so it was a success. I believe I read somewhere he turned Margiela from 100 million to 500 million, so it's really good. But success under OTB, under Margiela, is at a smaller scale, because I made the mistake of comparing Margiela to the like of Gucci and LV, but it's the wrong way to look at Margiela. We can't just see 500 million revenue at Margiela and think it's a failure compared to Bottega Veneta or Gucci, because those brands spend far more on marketing and blah, 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 blah. So their expense is probably way, way higher. These companies never report profit because it makes their revenue look a bit weaker, but we can assume that they're profitable under Galliano. Otherwise, he would have been fired in the first 3 years. To me, Galliano may have impacted Margiela money-wise, but culturally, his impact on the culture of fashion was very, very minimal. If we compare Galliano to his contemporary, the likes of Demna, Makasy at Gucci, Raf at Prada, culturally, his work doesn't compare to them. Obviously, this is very opinionated, so please tell me if I'm wrong in the comment if you want to. Again, Miley, we're here to talk about Miley. I don't believe she's the perfect girl for Margiela, especially the first girl. Obviously, there are going to be many more celebrities to front the house. Every brand has like multiple. So they might get someone from South Korea to represent the Asian market, Chinese, Japanese, so they'll do that. But, Miley is pretty global. She's had a really good few years. From a business standpoint, it makes sense to have Miley, but from an aesthetic, it doesn't. Miley doesn't scream Margiela to me. She's a great singer, releasing great music, doesn't have any controversy, which is a big point to consider for any conglomerate. Miley's core audience, though, I would say are, 10 to 25, which is a segment all brands are trying to speak to. I think it's a mistake because you got to aim for the 25 to 45 or 25 to 35, because those people are the people that have more disposable income. Now, your argument could be, well, she's in her 30s, so her audience have grown with her, so it encompasses all the 30 as well. But I disagree, because as much growth as she's had, I think some of the people who grew up with her through the Hannah Montana year, through the rapper scene, they have matured past her. Some are still along the ride, but her music speak more to the 15 to 20 or 15 to 25, in my opinion. Brands are focusing a bit too much on virality at the moment, and Miley is such a cultural landmark in the zeitgeist. I would put her in the realm of LeBron, John Cena, Mike Tyson. Hannah Montana was so big. Her dating life, like every magazine covers it. Her slip out of Disney into rap scene, that was very traumatic for everyone. She has embedded herself into the pop culture for a decade now. Attaching Miley to anything will make the general public more aware or interested in the brand, which I believe is one of the main reasons why OTB and Glenn picked her. As creative as Glenn is, he's also very smart, and his business side here is speaking with the choice of picking Miley. Glenn knows that his clothes may get the highest praise from commentators, from fashion experts, but if they don't sell, it means nothing, and he will be fired by OTB within the first 2-3 years. I do wonder, though, if those viral tweets or video translate into sales. At the moment, marketing is so heavily focused on getting the name in front of as many people as possible. For Margiela, it's already a well-known brand. You don't need to focus on visibility. Focus on devising a marketing campaign that will turn those marketing expenses into sales. If I were personally be able to pick a girl, I would pick Kristen Stewart if she wasn't already with Chanel. She has enough of that mysterious underground vibe, very punk, where, it's more Margiela. She's known, but not that... She's known, but not that known, unless like a movie she's promoting is coming out, so she's doing the round of interviews with BuzzFeed, blah, 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 blah. But musician, though, I feel as though they're more in the general public mind because music lives longer than a movie. But you could also use this as the advantage of Stewart, with the mysterious vibe. But then again, Stewart is also had that, twilight period. So she is somewhat of a cultural landmark in the pop culture, but not as big as Miley. I feel that people know more of Miley than Kristen Stewart. Anyway, I told you the story of Galliano because I like Glenn's work at Y Project and a bit at Diesel. And for many years now, there were so many pieces from Y Project that I would love to buy, but they never discounted to the price that I was comfortable with. But I do love his work, and I just love when brands do crazy shit, and Glenn is known for that. I saw the Margiela artisanal runway, which is the first one under Glenn. So many looks spoke to me. So many of those make me question, how did they make that? How did they do that? I do hope they release the masks. I think the masks are so cool. I always love them. And Glenn and the team has made some really beautiful one in this runway. It would make my B-roll look so much better because less of my face will be in it. Galliano works at Margiela didn't speak to me because it felt a bit too artificial. It was conceptual for the sake of being conceptual, but Glenn's Margiela so far anyway, it excites me. I can make a video discussing Glenn's work if anyone's interested, but Miley at Margiela, that's my opinion. Let me know yours in the comment.